All right, so we are going to do a factoring polynomial review here. And so first thing, we're just going to review how you would simplify these. So first we would distribute these. And so we would get a times 3a, which would give me 3a squared. And a times 7 would give me 7a. So I have 3a squared plus 7a. For the next one, I have negative 2m times m squared, which gives me a negative 2m cubed. This one was 1m, this one's 2m, so together we have 3m's. Then I have negative 2m times 6m, so that's a negative 12m squared. And negative 2m times negative 1 is a positive 2m. Alright, and then for this one here, 5xy times x, that's 5x squared because there are two x's, and y. Then I have 5xy times negative 2y, so I have negative 10xy squared. There are two y's, which is where I get the y squared from. What is factoring? So factoring is the process of separating a polynomial back into a product. So the process of separating a polynomial back into a product. So polynomials that cannot be factored are called prime. And now let's talk about how to factor. So there are several ways to factor. The approach we take depends on the polynomial, so like what we're given. Today we will start using the greatest common factor of a polynomial. So I like to think of factoring out the greatest common factor as the reverse of distributing. Or redistributing, or the opposite of distributing, and then we can redistribute to check our answer. So we're going to be doing, instead of distributing like we did up here, we're going to be starting with something like this, 3a squared plus 7a. We're going to be finding what they have in common, like they both have an a in common. So I could factor out an a, and I would actually be getting this right here. So we're going to be doing the opposite. If we look at this one here, we have 5x squared y minus 10x y squared. Well, they both have a 5 in them, 5 and 10, both 5 divides into them. And x squared and x, well, there's one x in common. This one has 2, but this one only has 1. So what they share in common is only one x. And a y squared, they only share one y in common. So we're going to be taking out that 5xy. So I'm going to do some of the evens with you guys. I'm going to look here and I see 7y minus 7. Well, I know 7 goes into both of these. And so I'm going to take out a 7 and you divide that into these. And so I get 1y or y minus 1 left because 7 divided by 7 is 1. Here I have 8m and 36n. So as far as variables go, m and n are not in common, so I can't take that out. And 8 does not go into 36. So I think what number goes into 8 that goes into 36? So I know the number 2 goes into both of them, and I know the number 4 goes into both of them. And so I'm looking for the greatest one. So that would be 4. So I'm going to take out a 4, and I'm going to divide that in, and I'm going to get 2m plus 36 divided by 4 is 9n. Okay. On number 6, 4 and 24, I know that 4 is in common, and y squared and y, I know that there's one y in common. So if I divide that in, 4 divided by 4 is 1, y squared divided by y, you can think about that as 2y's divided by y, so one of them is going to reduce, and you're just going to be left with y left. And then negative 24 divided by 4 is negative 6, y divided by y, those eliminate, and so this is my answer. So let's try one with more variables. So 14 and 18, I know 2 goes into both of them, and as far as variable goes, they both have an h. So I'm going to take that out. 14 divided by 2 is 7. G, h divided by h, I'm just left with g. Negative 18 divided by 2 is negative 9, and h divided by h does cancel. So this is my answer here. And there we go. 16bc squared plus 24bc. So 4 goes into both of these. And so I would divide that. 16 divided by 4 is 4. Oh, I forgot to take out a variable. Let's try that again. So I have 4 and bc squared, bc. So I know that each of them have at least a bc. So I'm going to divide that, and I'm going to get 16 divided by 4 is 4. B divided by b cancels, and c squared divided by c is c. 24, I get 6, and bc divided by bc is that. So the thing is you're looking for the greatest common factor. Do you see how 4 and 6 still have something in common? 4 and 6 still have something in common, which means that I didn't take out the greatest number that goes into them. So I'm going to see 4 and 6 have a 2 in it, so I'm going to take out that additional 2 and put that in the front. So I would have a 2 that I'm taking out, and so I divide by 2 here. So I should have taken out an 8 because 4 times 2 is 8. And 4 divided by 2 is 2c, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. So it's really important that you're looking for the greatest common factor. It's okay, I didn't do anything wrong. I just took out a 4 and then I realized, oh wait, there's still something in common. So I always tell kids, start with anything you know that goes into it if you can't think of anything bigger. So it helps to start somewhere. Like on number 9, I might take out a 5. I know 5 goes into both of those. But really, 15 goes into both of those. So if I had taken out the 5, I would have seen that my result of a 3 here and a 6 here would have given me, oh, there's still a 3 in common. I could have taken out a 3 from the beginning, which 3 and 5 make 15. So let's try number 12. I have x squared and 3xy. So I take out an x, and I get x plus 3y. So I hope that helped you guys. There are some with 3 terms, but you know, the 3 terms are the same thing. So if I take out like a 3 in this one, an a, let's see, there's 2 a's here, 4 a's here, and 5 a's here. So the most that I could take out is the smallest one, which is a squared, because this one only has a squared. I can't take out 4 a's when there's not 4 a's. So I'm going to take out 2 a's, b squared, b3, b squared. So I'm going to take out b squared. So when you have 3 terms, it's the same thing as far as taking out a greatest common factor. Just divide. 12 divided by 3 is 4. A to the 5th divided by a squared is a to the 3rd. B squareds cancel. 36. 36 divided by 3 is 12. A squared b. And 6 divided by 3 is 2. A squared, b squared, and that's it. That is my answer. So I hope that helped as far as greatest common factors. Good luck, guys.